Sweet. What is up, everybody? Kevin here. Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. We'll be on here with you guys for the next hour to talk to you guys about snowboarding, answer all your snowboard questions, and just being really stoked to talk to every snowboarder out there tuning in. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Right now I'm in Whistler, BC, Canada. Here in BC, there's actually been some easing on the quarantine rules. So a lot of the provincial parks actually open today. So parks for hiking and like enjoying the outdoors, a lot of those have opened up. So it actually has, I think, signaled the opportunity to go snowboarding in some of the backcountry here in BC. And also a lot of the cases in BC are way down. So I think there's less than 60 people at the moment in the hospital. So I think the trend is like a downward trend in terms of the spread of COVID-19. So some optimistic news for possibly doing some casual snowboarding coming up soon. So excited. Provincial parks are open. I think people are going to be getting outside more, doing more hiking. And I think we're allowed to be in small groups as well. So I think it's still like less than 50, but there's some easing on the strict quarantine rules. So I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope you've been able to enjoy some of the outdoors. And yeah, I hope you guys are getting the chance of possibly snowboarding. We're actually, was looking recently too, there's a lot of places, ski resorts that have opened up. So Timberline Resort in Oregon has opened up. Also Mount Bachelor in Oregon has opened up for like, I think from tomorrow for just over like a week or 10 days. I'm not exactly sure of the whole thing, but a few resorts are opening back up here in North America. So keeping an eye on that. At the moment, I can't cross the border into the States to go snowboarding. The border is still closed. But I've been keeping an eye on all the different countries around the world that have snowboarding. New Zealand, Australia, Chile, Argentina, and some of the places in Europe, Austria, Switzerland, France, places in the Alps, and just keeping an eye on where the potential is to go snowboarding. But it's going to depend on which borders open. So keeping an eye on that. But yeah, hoping everyone out there is doing well. Let's get into some shout outs. Some of the people that got in here really early. We got Highland Cow, Engen, the X Matiz is on here. Lucas, Tegan, Justin Joe, Elena Zinchenko. Awesome. Let me know, guys, where you guys are watching from as well. It's always awesome to see where everyone is watching from. We got El Stacker on here, Johnny Snipes. I know El Stacker's from Idaho. Johnny's Snipes from Colorado. Shout out to those guys. Actually, sorry, Johnny Snipes, yeah, from Colorado. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we got FGamer34 saying, I really want to try snowboarding. Oh, very cool. Well, this is the place to be. If you're just getting into snowboarding, there's lots of videos on the channel, a lot of beginner videos for how to get your first turns down or just how to like put together your snowboard gear for the first season. So lots of that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you have any questions, ask me right on here. We'll be on for the next hour to answer any of your questions. F Gamers saying they're going to ask their dad for a lesson after the lockdown's over. Very cool. Yeah, hopefully there's still some snow where you're at when you go to give it a try. Yeah, El Stacker's on here asking where everyone is watching from as well. Devin saying, anyone hear the news that Baker and Jackson Hole is opening up? Oh, that's amazing. Oh man, all these places down in the US opening up for snowboarding. Yeah, I would love to get down to either one of those places, Jackson Hole or Mount Baker, two great spots. I got to go to Jackson Hole last year, and yeah, incredible snow, really high elevation, so they should have snow for a while. And Baker in Washington, so maybe not as high of elevation, but they do get a lot of snow throughout the winter, so hopefully there's some good snowboarding at both those places. Yeah, Lucas is watching from California. Janine from Germany. Shout out to everyone in Germany. Brock also from Idaho. Benjamin, I think from Quebec, Canada. Very cool. Seth Peterson watching from Illinois. Daily Mountain Bike from Minnesota. Alina from the Ukraine. Johnny Snipes from Colorado. Yeah, I knew that was the one. And we got Lull ER watching from Sweden, and Highland Cow from the UK. Thank you guys. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for all the moderators on here as well, helping me out. All right. And Dylan asking, does anybody know if any indoor slopes in the UK are opening soon? Yeah, that's a good question because through the summer, I'm sure that a lot of the indoor slopes will be looking to get going because there are some, if you missed out on some late winter snowboarding, it'd be good to get your snowboarding fixed through the summer in an indoor slope. I know there's lots of them over in the UK. Got to ride at Hemel Hempstead in the UK a couple years ago with their friends Yannick and Rav and TJ. So that was an amazing trip. So yeah, that'd be really fun to get into some outdoor slopes. I know there's a new outdoor slope in New Jersey that opened up. And it'd be fun to get out to New Jersey for some snowboarding. It was kind of a strange idea to think that there's snowboarding in New Jersey all summer long, but yeah, indoor slope maybe the ticket. But I guess they would probably have to, if they're going to open, they have to wait and see what the guidelines are set out from your local government. So I think that would be the only thing holding it back. All right. L Stacker saying cannonball the like button. Thanks, L Stacker, for the support, man. Dylan. Oh, everyone's having a good chat in here too. People are talking about the subscriber count too. Yeah. So we did get to 500K in March, but yeah, since the lockdown, I feel like people are not watching as many snowboard videos. So the snowboard, unfortunately the subscriber count has gone down a little bit the last couple months because of the quarantine, but I feel like it's kind of natural. People just have their minds on other things, but I think that once snowboarding gets back underway, we'll be, up to 600K this time next year. Oh, we got Lucas dropping some bananas in the chat for my banana smoothie. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, still this morning, I didn't have a 14 banana smoothie, but I think there was 4 bananas in my smoothie. So a 4 banana smoothie. But in the summer months when I just feel like it's easier to get fruit and eat fruit through the summer. So that's when I start to beef up my smoothies to maybe like a 14 banana smoothie. We got people dropping a lot of potatoes in the chat too. Yep, I'm a big potato guy as well. Thank you guys for dropping all those potatoes. Banana Juice saying, still visible snow on the hills between Van and Whistler. Yeah, there's still like a ton of snow up here in Whistler. When you look at the mountains, I think because no one has been like snowboarding, there's actually just, the snow has stayed in better condition. So there's just a lot more snow left over. So yeah, for anyone doing any backcountry stuff, some hiking, there's still a lot of snow remaining. And now that the numbers are way down for the coronavirus, and there's there's way less people in the hospital, which is a great thing. And I feel like because the provincial parks are opening it up, it may be time to do some backcountry hikes. So snowboarding will be possibly back soon. Jack asking, have you ever skied before? So I haven't skied in maybe 15 years. I did do some skiing when I was like a teenager, and I taught skiing a little bit in my about 15 years ago, but I haven't really skied much since, just because I got to the point where I had to buy new equipment for both, and I like snowboarding better. And at the time, I could only afford one piece of new equipment, so I went with a snowboard setup. Mortis saying, hey Kev, have you heard from TJ? How is he doing? Yeah, I think TJ is doing well. I know he's in Colorado. TJ is American, so when all this stuff happened, he went down to the States and was staying with some friends down in Colorado. I think he stayed with Bo for a while. So yeah, I think he's doing well. I think he's down in Colorado, kind of waiting the quarantine stuff, and I'm sure he's eager to get back snowboarding as well. Just Jerko says, hey Kevin, I love snowboarding. I tried to snowboard this year and it was so hard, but also so fun. I just love thinking about how I will make my family and go to a hotel and have some fun. I love POW. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's really fun when you can introduce your like friends and family to snowboarding as well, because then you get to, going on a trip with them, getting a hotel, going away for a week with your family and friends is just the best. So yeah, I hope you get to do lots of that next winter. Caitlin wants to know, have you ever rode an electric snowboard / skateboard like thing before? I have ridden an electric skateboard before. So one of those boosted boards, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I think if I lived somewhere like a city and I was like commuting back and forth somewhere for work, I'd consider using an electric skateboard because it's like a fun and cheap and easy way to get to work. But yeah, around Whistler, I don't know if I would use it as much because I think I'd prefer to like either walk or bike so that I could actually like get exercise when I'm going around traveling. But yeah, they look really fun, and the boosted board was really fun. I'd also like to try out the one wheel electric skateboard thing. Looks really fun too. But I heard boosted board actually went out of business, so they're not going to be making too many more skateboards. I guess they've gone out of business. But the one wheel looks really fun. LarsZX says, hey Kevin, what do you think of the Arbor Westmark camber compared to the GNU Headspace, considering buying either one of these boards for park/resort ripping? Yeah, those are both really good options, great options for you. I would say the difference between the two is I think that the Arbor Westmark camber may be just like slightly stiffer. I feel like the Arbor Westmark camber, from when I rode it, it felt like out of 10, it was like a 5.5, where the GNU Headspace, it kind of feels like a 3.5. So it kind of depends on what you want. If you want a slightly stiffer board, I'd go with the Arbor Westmark camber. If you want a board that is softer, if you're more into like butters, if you want a board that's easier to butter and easier to press, I think the GNU Headspace is easier to press. But yeah, two very similar boards. Both are camber dominant. The Westmark has the grip tech, the extra contact points for grip on ice. And the GNU Headspace has the magnet traction, giving you those extra contact points. So yeah, two great park boards, both great for the resort too. I think the Arbor Westmark is maybe just slightly stiffer. I think that's the only thing you need to decide. All right. Yeah, shout out to everyone. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Yeah, if you guys haven't yet, definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the bell beside the subscribe. That way you get notified every time I do one of these live chats. I do a live chat every Thursday at 3 p.m. So that's the schedule. But yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in for this one. Billy Goat says, what's a good way to practice turning on my heel edge? Good question, man. So the heel edge, a lot of people actually feel like the heel turn is the easier of the two turns because like you're on your toes with your back facing the bottom of the hill. And so to get around onto your heels, you start to like turn and look and face the bottom of the hill. So I think the biggest like tip one tip is to let it happen gradually. So start sliding on your toes and sliding towards the direction that you want to turn into. So if you're goofy and you're going to the right, start to like slowly like go down and to the right on your toes so that you're sliding. And by getting your board on an angle, so you start to angle yourself like down the hill a little bit. Then when you go to commit to the turn, you've already turned a little bit of the way by having your board on an angle. So instead of having to turn just from like 90 degrees straight across, you're already getting your board sort of on an angle into the turn. So then gradually let it go straight and flat, and then commit to your heels by pressuring your heel edge and facing your chest to the bottom of the hill. So I think that's the main thing. Sometimes people try to do it too quickly, and you can like catch an edge by doing it too quickly. But if you start by just sliding on your toes, sliding towards the way you want to turn, let your board go straight and flat for just a second before committing to that new edge, I think it'll come around smooth. So give that a try. All right. Yeah, tons of people asking questions, hanging out. Shout out to Jose Bautista is on here as well. Shout out to Jose in New York, man. I hope I hope you're doing well and everything is safe over there. We got Chuck Van from Newcastle, Australia on here as well. Shout out to Chuck. Taylor Dwyer says, Kev, can you please explain how to ride an edge while going straight? Also, and then you have bowls of, looks like ramen. All right. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah. So when you're going straight, it's, getting your board, like, so when you're going, straight, like on a, say like a really flat section, when you're going straight and your board is flat, you don't really have much control because you're just like a flat base. So your board can slide a little bit. So if you can pressure your like edge, so if you pressure your toe edge a little bit, it's going to cause you to go in one direction slightly, but your board's going to be on the edge. So it's actually, you're going to have more control with your board on an edge, and your body should be lined up to your board as well. So your shoulders and your hips and your board should be all like square to each other. You shouldn't be all twisted. That can kind of cause you to be off balance. So have your shoulders, your hips all squared up to your board, and then just, like lean onto your toes a little bit, and then you're on your toe edge, and that edge is going to give you control when going straight. And then if you get going too much over towards the toe side, then you can rock over onto the heels, be on your heels a little bit. And just having your board on edge gives you some control. You can also ride with it flat, but sometimes when you're riding flat, you can sometimes start to feel like your board's like sliding. So then if you feel uncomfortable, just get it onto a little bit of an edge. And I like to have too, it's like if you're riding somewhere that's narrow and flat, have like a plan so that if you're going and you feel like you're out of control, that you can turn to one edge, whatever one you feel more comfortable with, and stop yourself. So yeah, I think that's it. The edges just give you control. All right. We got a couple of super chats. All right. Engine dropping the super chat, saying all hail DWCP. Awesome, Engine. And L Stacker with the super chat, shouting DWCP shout out, and hashtag mod squad. Yeah. Shout out to all the moderators. And if you guys, DWCP is a group on Facebook where a bunch of people are hanging out as well. A bunch of the snowboarders on here. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Thanks for the super chat, guys, for the support. Scourge asking, is Sun Peaks a good resort? And if not, what is the most family-friendly resort in Canada? Have you ever been to Nozawa Onsen, Japan? I've been to a few onsens in Japan. I'm not sure if I've been to the Nozawa. I probably haven't. I've been to a couple onsens in around Niseko. Very cool. But the most family-friendly resort, I know, like, yeah, places like Sun Peaks are very family-friendly. I've actually never been to Sun Peaks, but I've heard great things. And some other places around there, the interior of BC, like Fernie, Golden. There's a few others, but some really good, yeah, family friendly resorts. I feel like, yeah, it's like when you're going with your family, it's like a good idea to plan to go somewhere where it's not going to be too busy, and a resort that is not too big. Like sometimes when resorts are too big, it's not great for going with a family, because when it's a massive mountain and, you know, if you've got young kids, they definitely can't explore the whole mountain. But some of the smaller mountains are great for like a family vibe, so that you can meet up or stick together. And yeah, so bigger is not always better when it comes to a family resort. So yeah, check out a few places like that. But I've heard great things about Sun Peaks. Justin Visey on here too, man. What's up, Justin? One of the moderators. Thanks for the super chat, man. Hashtag Mod Squad. Hashtag DWCP. Thanks for the support, Justin. All right, Devin Palmer wanting to know, do you have any talents besides snowboarding, hobbies? Yeah, what are some of my hobbies? I'm pretty good at playing ping pong. I'm a good ping pong player. I saw David Jones, YouTuber, playing some ping pong by himself over in New Zealand. So I want to challenge him to a ping pong tournament next time I see him. Hopefully it's in New Zealand and we can play. But that's a hidden talent. Yeah, when I've been on a few trips down to Oregon too, some of the places that we've stayed at have had ping pong tables when we've been at the High Cascades snowboard camps. So a buddy of mine, Garrett Oken from Atlanta, Georgia, he's like a really good ping pong player. And he's like the best person I've ever met who plays ping pong. And I did beat him one game. And so that was like a huge feat. So that's I think that's one of my hidden talents. I'm pretty good at volleyball too. Volleyball is like, I love playing volleyball. That's another one of my hidden talents, I guess. And when I was a kid, I was like a really competitive baseball player. So I played a lot of baseball for my city. So that was kind of my other big hobby when I was a kid. And back to the snowboard questions. Anton says, "Hey Kevin, what do you think about the new Burton Fish 3D?" The Burton Fish 3D it looks amazing. It's like one of the boards I'm considering getting for next season. It's it's got that like spoon-shaped nose and like really wide nose as well for floating in the powder and getting those really smooth turns because of that spoon shape. So that looks amazing. And yeah, the fish is just like a short, wide powder board that lets you like do really quick turns through the powder and float really easily. So it looks amazing. Honestly, like I'm debating what my pow board's going to be for next season, and the Burton Fish is definitely one of them. It's definitely the kind of board though. I think that the Burton Fish is great if you're riding POW and you want to keep your board connected to the snow. So if you're not getting air, if you're not doing cliff drops, and if you're not riding at like super high speeds, you're kind of at moderate pace, the Burton Fish is awesome. So yeah, and really fun in the trees too, because it's like a really maneuverable board. And Matej asking, do you plan on going to Austria? Cheers from Croatia. Yeah, Austria is one of the places I'm looking at possibly going to. I know that Austria has put out some like news stories that they are gonna maybe open their borders to foreigners, possibly like around June 15th. So about a month from now. So if there's a chance of leaving Canada and going snowboarding in a different country, it's either going to be maybe the US, but I think that's another month away from finding out if we can travel to the US, or to Austria. So those are the two sort of biggest possibilities at the moment. But nothing's for sure yet. Still going to have to just wait and see what opens up. And Rico M, watching from Ontario. What's up, man? Says, Kevin, have you ridden the Vans Implant Pros? If so, how do you feel about them? No, I haven't ridden the Vans Implant Pros, but they sound, I do love Vans snowboard boots. So this past year, I rode the Vans Infuse, which for me, I thought were too stiff. And to be honest, I didn't like the lacing system. I didn't like that they had laces and they had BOA and they also had a strap. So I didn't like that there was three things. It was like too many like lacing or tightening systems to all kind of match up with the same tightness, and like they didn't stay consistently tight throughout the day. But a pair of boots I rode before, the Vans Sequels and the Vans High Standard Pros, I thought both are great. They both had traditional laces and they were like very comfortable on my feet. And yeah, I really love them. The Vans High Standard Pros were softer, so better for like park or like if you prefer soft boots. And the Vans Sequels were more of a mid-flex. And those are probably my favorite, the Vans Sequels. But yeah, I haven't tried the Vans Implant Pros, but I recommend, like with any boots, trying them on in the shop for as long as they'll let you keep them on your feet and just make sure they're comfortable. But yeah, I do love Vans boots for sure. Emil saying, have you ever been a snowboard instructor? Yeah, I was a snowboard instructor here first actually in Ontario at a small resort called Skyloft in Uxbridge, Ontario. I was an instructor there for, I guess like 3 years. And that's when I had my level 1 snowboard certificate. And then I moved out to Whistler, BC, Canada, and I was an instructor here for 10 years, I guess 9 years to be exact. And I did my level 2 and also my level 3 instructor course. And I also did like a park course, park instructor, and an evaluator course, and avalanche course, and probably a few more. But it was a great experience. I love teaching snowboarding. I taught in a teenage program where it was from 13 to 18 years old. And it was amazing because I got to teach all levels from beginners all the way to like really high-end advanced riders in the terrain park, in the powder, on the top of the mountain, but also helping people just like get their first turns down. And it was an amazing experience. So if you're interested in becoming a snowboard instructor, if you feel like that would be a fun job for you, I highly recommend it because yeah, it was an amazing experience. Just full-time, 5 days a week, teaching on the mountain, and then on my days off, riding for myself. So you almost feel like through the winter, you're just living on the mountain because you're up there every day. So yeah, highly recommend it. And yeah, definitely look into it. Look into becoming an instructor. I know there's like different rules for each country for becoming an instructor. Everyone has their own different like testing system. So look into it, but there's usually tests running like every month of the winter. And Lucas wants to know, are you considering switching back to a Sandbox helmet? Yeah, good question. So this year I did switch over to, I wanted to try out gyro helmet. So I got had a gyro for a while and thought that was great. I actually forgot my helmet at home one day. So I bought a Smith helmet, and I think I actually like the Smith helmet even more. So I think I'll probably ride the Smith helmet for a little while longer because I just bought it. But yeah, it's a possibility of going back to Sandbox at some point because Sandbox helmets, they're so lightweight and they're like just pretty like ordinary, just plain looking helmets, which is the style that I go for. Just kind of that nothing fancy look, just plain sort of like skate inspired style. So probably go back to Sandbox at one point. Reggie giving us an update with 85 people watching. And then saying, smash the like button, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Reggie, man. Shout out to everyone watching from the LA area too, down in California. Tomer is saying, can you just wrap an iron in tinfoil for waxing, or do you need to separate, or do you need a separate new iron? That's a good question, man. I've never heard of that. Yeah, wrapping your iron in tinfoil. I would probably, if you can, just get a snowboard waxing, just get a waxing iron, because I don't think they're that much money. I'm pretty sure you could probably get one for less than $50. I can't remember how much. Like, I've had mine for over 10 years now, but yeah, wrapping your iron in tinfoil may be sketchy. I don't think I would do that, because then when you're like smoothing the wax out over your board and you got the tinfoil there, I feel like it's, I don't know, with stuff like that that's like so hot, I don't know if you want to be messing with it. I would probably just get an iron that's strictly for waxing. And Camille 4, how do you feel about pineapple on your pizza? Yeah, I love pineapple on my pizza. It's maybe my favorite topping. It's in the top 3 of my favorite toppings. I love pineapple, green olives, and what would be another favorite topping of mine? I love tomatoes on my pizza. That's one of my favorites as well. Those are probably my top 3 toppings right there. Tomatoes, green olives, and pineapple. Those are the best. And mushrooms. Mushrooms are good too. All right. Alan says you're going to give up the Orca. Gasp. Yeah, I think next season I'll probably ride something other than the Orca, just because I've ridden the Orca for 2 years. I do love that board, but I also want to try other boards just to mix it up. Oh, and the D-Week Camber podcast has a whole YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Awesome. It's like kind of like a little collab channel. That's amazing. Cool. So the D-Week Camber podcast with the Australian super chat. It's definitely someone from Australia running that. I could probably guess who it is. It could be Chuck Van. I could be wrong. Says, shout out DWCP legends. The crew have been working on a podcast, hopefully coming soon to YouTube. Hashtag shameless plug. Nice. Well, maybe I can be a guest on your podcast at some point. Yeah, invite me on. But yeah, shout out to all of those guys. And Ian saying, evening all. Hope everyone is keeping safe and doing well. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing great out there. Netta saying, Kevin, when are you going to get some more podcast videos with you and the rest of the crew? I know I've been kind of dropping the ball the last week, but yeah, I definitely want to get some more people on. I feel like I ran through the list of everyone that I know, or a lot of the people anyway. And so I did have a week or so of getting a lot of people onto the podcast style interviews. But yeah, we'll have to get those up and running again with some new people, or have some people back again. I know with a lot of the people like David Jones and some of the guys, it's like we could have just kept talking. We have more stories, more things to talk about. So yeah, we'll have to get that rolling again. Tim Waller, shout out to Tim. What's up, man? From down in, I can't remember, are you on the Oregon or Washington side? I think you're just over the Washington border, aren't you, Tim? Saying Timberline is opening for limited operations tomorrow. So stoked. Tim, man, awesome. Yeah, I hope you have a great time in Mount Hood up at Timberline. I wish I could come down and ride with you. I would definitely be there tomorrow if the border was open. I need somebody to smuggle me over the border in their board bag or something. But yeah, everyone down in Oregon and Washington, I hope you guys have a fun time tomorrow. Tim, man, have a great time. Hopefully I can see you during the High Cascade sessions. We'll see if the border opens, man. But yeah, thanks for the support, Tim. Highland Cow with a really good question saying, what's your thoughts on burn helmets? Great question. I actually, before, or maybe the early days of the YouTube channel of Snowboard Pro Camp, I think I wore a burn helmet actually. So I wore burn helmets for probably 7 or 8 years. And yeah, I think they're great. They're very lightweight and like low profile and sort of like affordable helmet. So I did ride burn for a lot of years. And I know that I think Casey Willax, I think he rides a burn helmet as well. So I think, yeah, they're good helmets. Definitely check them out. I don't know why I haven't ridden a Burton helmet in a long time. I feel like I don't see them in Whistler as much as I used to. But yeah, they're solid helmets as well. And shout out to Muhammad Omarin. Thanks for tuning in. Saying give me a shout out. Yeah, shout out to Muhammad. And Steven Johnson, can't wait for 2021. Finally get to ride my Ruroc Chrome helmet. Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, those Ruroc helmets, they really stand out, especially Chrome. That's a special one. That's awesome, man. The Shred Ship is saying, "What's up, K to the EV? My buddy may have a gig up in Rio Tinto, Alcan, BC. Have you been up there? Anywhere to get it in?" I've never been up to Rio Tinto, Alcan, BC. I've never even heard of that place. I'll have to check it out on the map. But yeah, shout out to the Shred Ship. Thanks for hopping on, man. El Stacker, he's an American, but he also loves the pineapple pizza. Nice, dude. All right. And we got Justin Visey says, Kevin, you should hop on the interview, the members of the DWCP on a Zoom or Discord call. It would be awesome. El Stacker is up first. Awesome, man. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'll subscribe to you guys after this. But yeah, what do you guys think? What's better for quality? Is it better? Is Discord the best for like the interview style, or is Zoom better? I've never used Discord before, so I'm not sure what that is. I know it's kind of like a Zoom type thing. But and yeah, how does it compare to like OBS Studio and like Skype? Yeah, there's so many different ways to stream and connect. But yeah, I'm open for whatever. I've got lots of free time, so. Taylor with the question, if you had to choose one, Cardrona New Zealand or Perisher Australia? Ooh, that's a tough question. I love both. I would say Cardrona is like one of my favorite places to snowboard. Mainly, it's just bigger. It's just bigger than Perisher, but Perisher is really fun too. Perisher, the vibe of Perisher is awesome. The trees, the sun, yeah, the people, the town is all amazing. But if I had to choose one, I think I would go for Cardrona. It's just a little bit bigger. So, but yeah, both are great. Phantom Trick Shots says, you've been such an inspiration to me, so I started my own YouTube channel. I will be doing snowboarding this winter, but for now I do trick shots. Thanks for all the tips. Awesome. Phantom Trick Shots. I'll have to check out your channel, man. And Adam Searles, what's up, man? Thanks for hopping on. Adam dude says, hello everyone. Hope everyone is safe. Sup Kevin, just picking up some Salmon Arms gloves. So many sales. Oh, nice, dude. Looking to get some new goggles for low light, flat conditions. Any suggestions? I would say the best goggles I've had for low light have been the Oakley Line Miners. Oakley Line Miners, I think definitely the best with the pink lens. The like Prism Pink or whatever it's called is, I think that's been my favorite lens for low light for sure. Yeah, it's the best. And Paul saying Google Hangouts seems really good. Yeah, I'll have to try that one out too, Google Hangouts. Jack wants to know, what's your opinion on Skate Banana snowboards? So the Libtech Skate Banana, it's very popular board. I think it came out about 10 years ago, and it was one of the first, it may have been the very first board that had rocker, the rocker profile. And so basically what that means is that the center of the board would be in contact with the snow, and then as you go out towards the tips, it would like rise away from the snow, kind of giving it that banana shape. I think that's where they came up with the name Skate Banana. But I think the Skate Banana is good if you want a board that's like really easy to turn, that turns very quickly. It's like because the tips rise away from the snow quite a bit, it does turn really, really fast. It's very easy to press as well. But on the flip side of that, you do lose a little bit of control because it's so maneuverable. So yeah, you have some trade-offs there. It's like a good sort of, I think, beginner board, or for somebody who just likes that style. But for a beginner who wants to be able to turn very easily, the Skate Banana is awesome. Another like kind of difficult part with the Skate Banana and that full rocker is on like, going straight and flat. It kind of like, it moves a little bit more. So not the most stable board going straight at high speeds. But yeah, good question, man. Musty Rusty 5 says, any boards you're thinking about picking up? Yeah, good question. Yeah, I've been checking out some of the 2021 snowboards for next year. I know that if I get down to South America, in the Southern Hemisphere, gets a lot of the 2021 boards out first. So a good reason to get down to New Zealand or Australia. But I've been checking out the Jones Ultra Mind Expander. That one looks pretty cool. The Capita A-Simulator park board that has an ASIM profile to it. Also, the Capita Super DOA looks like a pretty cool board. Also, some of the Spring Break POW boards. Some of those Spring Break powder boards are looking very nice as well. So yeah, taking a look at a lot of different boards, but yeah, those are a few that are standing out at the moment. I've never actually, my split board is a Jones, but I've never had just a POW board that's been a Jones POW board. So the Ultra Mind Expander has kind of piqued my interest. So I've been looking at that. Martin McGuire with a super chat and wants to know, what is the best noob box trick to learn first? Yeah, good question, man. So if you're new to park riding and you've never been on a box, just start with the 50-50. So riding straight across the box. And then you can add in some easy stuff to that. So you can come on straight and then go into a tail press. So a tail pressing across the box. That's like a good beginner trick. Also getting your first board slide. So riding on straight and then starting to twist your board sideways. That's like a good sort of intro to board slides. And when you do your first board slide, it's like very common for people to lean back. So it's a good idea to just like come on straight and then like twist your board sideways, but just do it a little bit at first and start small and then just twist more and more as you get more comfortable and staying like really centered over top of your board. One thing I used to get my students to do was actually to take their like front hand and to reach it down in front of them towards the box a little bit. That way they weren't like leaning too far back so to avoid sliding out in their heels. So yeah, give that a try. Tail press, 50-50, or your first board slide. Those are some easy ones to get down first. And Juan Liriano with the super chat, thanks to the support. Juan says, love your channel, still a beginner, and I always watch your videos. Hope you come to the Northeast, Vermont next season. I ride a 18 process camber. Which beginner park board should I get? Awesome, man. Thanks for watching, man. I'm glad the videos are helping out. Yeah, I would love to get up to Vermont at some point. I've heard great things. But the 2018 Burton Process Camber is that's a good beginner park board. So if you're liking the Burton Process, you can use that in park. I think it's a really solid park board. So the Process, it's twin. So for learning switch, it's really good because you want it to ride the same, either if you're riding your normal way or switch. And it's kind of like a softer park board too. I think it's like around like a 3 or 4 on the flex rating. So you can start to do your first butters with it. So something like the Process is a good one to start with. So yeah, if you're happy with that, I would stay on it, man. And all right, let's see. Alan says the Ultra Mind Expander is more of a daily driver. It's super stiff. The normal is a better POW board. All right, good advice. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of I'm looking for something that is stiffer than the regular Mind Expander, so that's why I was thinking about the Ultra. But I know, yeah, there's so many boards out there. I'll have to try a few different ones. Hopefully I can demo some boards before I buy them. But yeah, thanks for the feedback. And Highland Cow wants to know, are spring break boards part of Capita? Yeah, so they are a part of Capita as well. They're kind of like their powder board division, the spring breaks. So, and I think I can't remember the guy that designs them, but there's a specific guy that designs that series too. So yeah, I would love to try. I've never tried one. I've never tried a spring break board, so I'd like to get on one. Emil is saying, hey Kevin, I'm going to Whistler in November to get my level 1 instructor course. And maybe I'm going to be there for 5 months teaching snowboarding. What is the best thing about Whistler City and the mountain? Awesome. So I think the best thing about Whistler, like the village and the mountains, is that like when you ride to the bottom of the mountain, like you're right in the village, like straight away. So you don't really need a car. You can just, if you live close to the village or outside, like it's pretty easy to get a bus wherever you need to go. But at the end of the day, when you're done snowboarding, you're like right in the town. So you can walk from there to like get your groceries or get food or go shopping, whatever you need to do. Some people even live close enough that they can walk from the mountain to their home. There's been a few years where I've lived pretty close to the mountain where I can just walk home with all my gear on. So that's probably the coolest thing about like Whistler Blackcomb is you like ride right into the village. So it's like really, there's a cool feeling about that. But also the mountains are so big and there's so much to explore. So you have 2 mountains connected by the peak to peak, and each mountain in its own has like tons to explore. So the fact that, yeah, there's so much riding to do, so much to explore really makes it an amazing place as well. So yeah, and your first season of teaching, you meet like tons of, like my first season, I met tons of friends in snowboard school. So teaching snowboarding is an awesome way to meet other snowboarders too. So yeah, so many good things about Whistler Blackcomb for sure. Evan Block with the super chat. Thanks for the support, man. Says, for the dream. Awesome, Evan. Appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing well out there too. And Alex says, do you have any thoughts on the Burton Free Thinker and the Burton channel system? Yeah, so the channel system on Burton is their like EST system. And it's basically like, yeah, a channel that runs down the center of the board. And so that with the Burton EST bindings, instead of having like a plate under your binding, there's just 2 screws on the outside of the bindings that screw into the board to hold the bindings in place. And yeah, for me, I find that the EST system, I did buy EST boards for like 7 or 8 years, but I did they came loose like once in a while. So that was kind of a hassle, always having to tighten the bindings. And when they did move, that was kind of annoying too. So I kind of gave up on the EST system and the channel system. And I did see friends of mine have that system too, and their bindings shift and move around. So for me, it's just not worth it. So it's actually kept me away from Burton boards for quite a while. And Phantom Trickshot says, what's your opinion on Rossignol snowboards? I've actually never ridden a Rossignol snowboard, so unfortunately I can't give you any feedback on that. Finley is saying, Whistler was the coolest place ever. Can't wait to go back. Awesome. Yeah, so that you had a good time. All right. Yeah, thanks guys, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for everyone. Again, if you guys haven't yet, definitely subscribe here to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. And I do one of these live chats every Thursday at 3 o'clock. But yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in. Gleb Castro with the super chat and saying, do you think Bibs worth buying for a park rider? Yeah, so like the bib pants, I've had them a few years in the park. I definitely think they're worth it because there are times in the park where you may like slide out on your heels and have snow like go up your back. And I've had quite a few friends who have slid out, like trying to land a trick or a jump, and they kind of slide out onto their back somehow, and they get like their lower back gets all chewed up and scraped up by the snow. So having bibs on actually really helps you to like protect you from like the snow going up your back or just scraping you. So I think, yeah, bibs are super useful for the park. Even on park days where it's like warmer, you can just wear like a long sleeve t-shirt with your bibs and you just feel like just that much like cooler because there's the airflow going into your bibs and everything. So yeah, they can keep you cool. They can keep the snow out, and they're really comfortable. So I really enjoy riding bibs in the park too, for sure. Rico M, do you feel a difference when riding your now bindings versus your bent metal? Oh, good question. Yeah, so last year I had the now drive bindings and the bent metal transfer bindings. But to be honest, each bindings were designed for very different things. So my now drives are stiffer for like all mountain and POW riding. So I bought them that way. So, and they were really comfortable. The straps are comfortable and they functioned really well and they held up all season. So, and then the bent metal transfers are like much softer for park riding. And between bent metal and now, like each of them have like softer and stiffer bindings. So the fact that I did buy one pair for park and one pair for powder, they're just really different bindings. So I can't really compare them. I would say that the bent metal in general, I think is better for like beginner snowboarders because the way the high back adjustment is with this, they have like a square cube at the back where you can easily adjust the high back. I think that is really key for like beginner or intermediate riders because it makes the high back adjustment so easy. So that's where I think the strength of bent metal is. Even though it's such like a small thing, I feel like a lot of snowboarders, especially like new snowboarders, don't understand the like benefits of adjusting your high back. And some bindings actually they have problems with their high back adjustment where it either breaks or falls off or the screw comes out or like all kinds of different things. So the way that bent metal has set it up, I'm really impressed with. So for new riders and even for myself, I like the bent metals for that, but my nows for the powder were awesome too. But yeah, just happy with both. So you can't go wrong either way. Chuck Van with an interesting question. Thanks for the super chat, Chuck, saying, "Is it a bib or bibs?" Oh, good question. I feel like that's like an Australian versus Canadian accent thing. I'm sure you guys would say bib because you shorten everything, but yeah, what is it? I don't know why. Yeah, maybe it is bibs. Bib? My snowboard bib. No, it's bibs. When I say bib, I think of like for a baby, like a baby's like wearing a bib. It's a good question. I don't know. I think it's bibs, but yeah, good one, Chuck Van. That's you've scrambled my brains with that question. I like it. Finley saying, anyone had experience with Union Stratas and Warpig? Cheers. Yeah, check out some of TJ's videos. So TJ Board Archive, he's last like summer and last winter a bit, I think he was riding the Warpig with the Union Stratas. I think this past year in Australia, he was actually riding the Warpig with the Union Stratas. So yeah, check that out. But yeah, really good setup there. Stephen Johnson saying, I think there's a lot of European manufacturers that North America don't know about, like Rossignol, Volkel, Blacksmith. my first snowboard, he says, etc. But if it slips and slides and gives you a glide, yeah, that's the thing. There are so many different snowboard brands out there, and yeah, sometimes you only hear about the ones that are at your local shop or maybe on the website that you shop at. So lots of cool board brands to explore for sure. Edward saying, hey Kevin, are you coming back to Paris or Australia this season? Australia is going ahead with the season. Awesome. I'll be there if I can fly into Australia. If they let Canadians into the country, I'll be there. But I think it's still a mystery on whether or not they're going to let us in. El Stacker is saying, smash the like button. Thanks, El Stacker. You're awesome, dude. And Hardware Addiction saying, what about sponsors? Yeah, bring them on. But at the moment, no sponsors. But it's almost better that there's no sponsors because I can be more honest with my opinion on snowboard products. So, you know, a sponsor could maybe twist my arm if they showed up with some kind of crazy number that helped me travel and make snowboard videos. But I think it's better to have no snowboard sponsors, and I can be honest about the products and tell you guys if I like something or if I don't like something. And yeah, have no pressure from a sponsor. That's kind of a good thing. Stefan Mendoza with the super chat. Thanks for the support, man. Says, sorry if answered this already, but have you tried the one wheel pint? It's a super fun and good alternative to snowboarding right now. Yeah, I kind of talked about this a while ago. I have tried the boosted board electric skateboard. But yeah, I know they've gone out of business, but I am really like intrigued to try a one wheel. The one wheels look super fun. I know people have said they have like more of a motion like snowboarding because you kind of lean into it a little bit more and it takes a bit more balance. But yeah, the one wheels look awesome. So yeah, would love to try a one wheel. I've actually never heard of the one wheel pint. So that must be like a smaller version of the regular one wheel, but sounds fun. Yeah, I would love to try a one wheel sometime. I've actually seen, there's like a kid in my neighborhood I see like riding up and down the streets on a one wheel sometimes. So maybe I'll steal his and hop on and try it out. But yeah, it'd be super fun. I'll check them out. Maybe they'll go on sale with at the moment. Yeah. But that looks cool, man. And El Stacker saying, thanks for being honest, Kev. Yeah, gotta be honest for sure. Justin saying, Kev, touch base with the DWC Facebook chat. We'll set something up. Yeah, we'll definitely do it. Yeah, we'll hop on. That'd be super fun. Nice. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Just checking out all your questions. Thank you guys all for the support. 76 viewers, 74 likes. You guys are legends. And shout out to everyone that's done a super chat too. Thank you guys for the support. 74 likes, 74 viewers. All right, it's evened out. Perfect. Look, good numbers there too with the 74. Thank you guys. Yeah, shout out to NGen on here as well. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks to the Shred Ship, Steve Johnson. The Shred Ship saying, can't wait for my Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. We'll wear it to bed every night. Thank you, man. Gonna hopefully get some SPC beanies out soon. If you guys have any color recommendations, maybe let me know. At the moment, I'm debating between red, black, gray, and what's another? Yellow. So maybe let me know in the comments now if you guys have a preference for the next color of SPC beanies, because I believe we're either sold out of the white beanies or there may be like one or two left. But yeah, if you guys want to pick up a white beanie, there's a link to the beanie and sticker combo. And yeah, the beanies I think are pretty much gone. But yeah, let me know in the comments what beanie you guys want to see next. Alan saying orange. Free Life saying orange as well. Wow, orange. I'm surprised. KC saying orange. Wow. Orange. That'd be an interesting one. An orange beanie? Are you sure? Steven Johnson says, what's it like being such a well-known face in the snowboarding community that when you're on the other side of the world and people just want to stop and get a selfie all the time? Yeah, it's amazing, like traveling and meeting people like, yeah, on the other side of the world who are snowboarders who check out the channel. It's like the best thing ever because I kind of feel like it's like I have friends all over the world, so that when I go to someplace like New Zealand, like this last year when I went to New Zealand in Wanaka and I ordered a pizza from Domino's and the delivery guy was like, oh, you're Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. And it was like so cool to have friends, yeah, all over the world. So yeah, it's like, I'm super like grateful for that. It's amazing. Oh, people are dropping red with the logo built in. Oh, I like it. Orange stickers. Free Life wants orange stickers. El Stacker blue beanie. Tristram saying green. Sublime Honeybee saying blue, royal blue. Okay, royal blue. Free Life saying, yeah, Subaru orange is so popular. Everything orange. Oh, wow. Hardware Addiction saying forest green would look cool too. Free Life saying a beanie is a hat like Kevin is wearing now. Yeah, actually in Canada we call beanies toques, but just so that there's not too many too much confusion, I just call it a beanie. Edward Shy says, Kevin, any advice for your first double black diamond? Yeah, first double black diamond, you got to make quick turns. So when you go to turn, think about using your whole body to make the turn and like doing it fast. So you're really like engaging your core and you're turning with like everything at the same time. So if you're on your heels, you're letting your board go, but then when you go to turn, it's like you take your chest, turn it to the top of the hill and keep your core tight so that everything is turning together. If it's steep enough, you're almost like doing like 180s. So you're like hopping and 180ing around. So you don't always have to actually hop if it's not like super steep, but yeah, turning with your whole body is important, using your core. And yeah, a good way to practice is maybe like on a blue hill before you go, just try like some of those like hopping turns, going from your toes to heels and then heels to toes, almost like a 180. And you also have to really commit to it. So, build up the confidence like on going steeper and steeper. Don't go like to too steep where you don't feel like you can actually turn. And like places that are too steep where you don't feel comfortable turning, you can kind of just do like the falling leaf, like down on an edge until you get to a point where you can get a few turns going. And Engen with the super chat. Thanks, Engen, saying, Kevin, how is your body with all of this off time? Yeah, I'm trying to like let myself recover, let like any small injuries I had kind of recover and do lots of like keep up with the stretching. I've got like a forest near my house that I've been doing some hikes into. So trying to keep the like leg strength and everything by going on hikes and yeah, just staying healthy with the stretching. So all of that's been pretty good, but I feel like with so much time off, it's maybe made like I'm probably weaker and my cardio is probably not as good as it would have been if I was snowboarding. So tomorrow I'm actually planning on a longer hike and bringing the snowboards. So that's going to be like the first like test of my physical ability will be tomorrow. So going to start tomorrow with like a medium length hike with Andreas and maybe Chris. and then maybe step it up from there. But I feel like overall, like I'm recovering. Maybe some nagging injuries have recovered. I know that from Japan, that hiking Mount Yote, that was like a 5 hour, like really intense hike. And my legs were kind of like trashed. Like my legs were a little bit messed up after that weren't fully healed actually for the rest of the season. So I had some pain in certain parts of my legs from that crazy hike. But they feel good now. So hopefully everything's like healed up, and gonna start easing back into some longer hikes, but probably my overall like physical health is just lowered my like strength and cardio. So I'll have to start building it back up. Awesome. So just going to call the live chat there. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thanks everyone for the super chats. Thanks everyone for the likes. We do have more likes than people watching, so I really appreciate it. But yeah, hope you guys are all being, everyone's safe out there. Everyone's getting through this. And yeah, hope things are going back to like somewhat normal where you're at. But yeah, shout out to the DWCP crew. Shout out to all the guys and girls on the chat today. And yeah, hope some of you guys get back to snowboarding soon. And yeah, again, if you guys haven't subscribed here to Snowboard Pro Camp, hit the bell and like this video if you liked it, and share it with any of your friends that are into snowboarding. And if you're rewatching this, you can leave a comment down below, and I can reply to your comment. But yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. It's awesome hanging out with you guys for this hour. Be safe out there, and I will talk to you guys next week. Later, everyone.